Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, 2020, and this is the update. Got a hodgepodge of different things here, but I'll start off with a few things that have come to my attention in the Peoria area. First of all, United Way, there's an emergency number, 211, that you can call if you're in need of help for a variety of reasons. Again, it's not specifically associated with the school, so it's United Way, and they can help with a number of things. But if you're in need of help, 211 is that number to call. Peoria area, I heard this morning 5 positive tests, and the frustration in the area is there aren't enough tests in the Peoria area to test as many people as they would like. So it very well could be more than that. So that's the information I got out of one of the meetings I was in. And then on this Friday, there'll be a live town hall with Peoria area officials that you can watch. And I think that's going to be on the public access TV. So that's the information I heard locally at this time. Some other things that I wanted to go over, food service. I went out today and tagged along, helped out with the food service delivery, the lunches. And if you're in need of that type of help, that service, please call. I know there are more people that could use the help and would like the help than I think we are servicing right now. So go to the website if you can and sign up on that sheet. That's the quickest way. You can email Lisa Leitner, you can email myself, and we'll get that information to Lisa. Get on the Dunlap website, you can find Lisa Leitner, our food service director. Feel free to reach out to her and get that scheduled. We are here for you, and all you need to do is just let us know. So please feel free to do so if and when you get the opportunity. Some other things. This is going out to everyone. So this is for parents, students, teachers, administrators. Everybody's getting the same message. So I'm trying to hit a lot of the questions that I'm getting. Evaluations for teachers. That is being looked at by that SWAT committee. Obviously, with the situation we're in, evaluations are going to be a little different. So they're looking at extending those timelines, and they are working on that. Also, one of the rumors I've heard, you've probably seen the news, this isn't a rumor, but several states are closing for the school year. I've talked about that before. That is certainly a possibility. Our governor seems to be doing more incremental steps, a week or 2 weeks at a time. That's his choice. That's fine. I've heard the latest rumor, the closure is going to go at least 5 weeks, which would put us through the end of April, roughly. I don't know that for sure. So all I know right now is we are still currently under the closure until April 7th and potentially set to open on April 8th. We'll see. Time will tell. But that is where we currently are. The plan starting next week is to begin educational services, not obviously at the buildings, but through the e-learning platform and various other paper packets for those that need that service. We'll begin starting Monday of next week. Monday is still under the old order from the governor, so that's considered one of those act of God days. So we'll continue with the platform we've done the previous 4 days. But then moving forward from there, there'll be a plan that will go out to teaching staff by the end of this week. We're still awaiting that guidance from ISB. We don't have it. I did get a little bit more information through the grapevine. So again, this is not anything I've received written. It's just word of mouth from people that know people that are on the committee, so to speak. But I'm hearing it's a 75+ page report for the remote instructional program for the state with like a minimum expectation. Schools need to do this. And I think that's because of the inequity, in the districts and their ability to provide this type of instruction. So there'll be a minimum expectation, and then there'll be some flexibility locally. So we'll wait and see what comes from the state with that. Grades will be permissible as part of this program. So that's one aspect that will be different than what we're currently doing under the Act of God days, which again includes Monday next week when we do come back. Grades could not diminish a student's grade. They can only help it. Teachers could still grade the work that was being turned in and give feedback, but it could not be submitted to the grade book to diminish grades. And again, I've talked about that as well. That will continue Monday, but then Tuesday on, from what I'm hearing, grades will be permissible. Special education, if you have a child with special needs, that's a federal level, and the guidance will come more from the feds on that. So I wouldn't look for a whole lot of guidance in the state document for that, because a lot of it's tied to federal funding and federal legislation. So that's a federal type thing. As far as personnel, my understanding is everyone will continue to get paid as they have to this point under the extension as it continues. So, after April 8th, as it stands now, we're supposed to be back in school. So I'll have to update you on that if and when something changes. But as of now, everyone is continuing to get paid as they have been. Of course, buildings are primarily closed. Now, we did have some teachers in today to get materials in preparation for next week, and we scheduled that. But for the most part, they're closed because of what's happening and what's going on, except for a few essential personnel to monitor the buildings and the coolers and things like that. A couple other things, big questions that have come up. Graduation, are we going to cancel graduation? I can tell you I found out yesterday. It was shortly after I sent you the information. So yeah, it would have been yesterday because days are running together. Bradley University had contacted us and let us know that they are canceling graduation at the Renaissance Coliseum. So that's where we host our graduation, and they've closed their campus. I think everyone kind of figured that was coming. Now, what does that mean for us? Don't know. I'm not ready to pull the plug on graduation. As I said in my earlier announcement, I think that's kind of a culminating activity. I'd like to keep that in some fashion. So we'll have to change gears and start making other plans to do something with that. And again, I don't know what that is yet, but I would like to do something. A lot of it will depend on, the coming weeks and, what facilities do or don't we have access to. So we will see. But graduation at Bradley is canceled for those that are making travel plans for relatives. And there is no rescheduled date. There is no plan yet, other than I'd like to keep it, and we will work to do so here in the near future to get an idea of when and where that's going to be. But you can ask and email me lots of questions about it, and I can tell you the answer right now is I don't know. Other than I want to continue to have it, and we'll work hard to do so. I just don't know what that's going to look like yet. But I will find out, and I will get you an answer as soon as humanly possible. The other question that's come up is prom. Don't hold me to this. I know it's towards the end of April. I want to say like April 26th is the high school prom. We've reached out, or actually the prom coordinator has reached out to the venue twice, left messages. They have not returned messages, which in itself is probably not a good sign. I don't see prom, just common sense, taking place towards the end of April. So I know it's kind of late in the game. Many of you have probably already purchased dresses, but if you haven't, I wouldn't rush out and get one. Whether we're going to postpone that, again, a lot of it just depends on what direction we get from the state. No mass gatherings right now. So if you had to ask me now, there's no way we can reschedule it. So we'll have to wait until we get further guidance on what we're going to do with that. But no official word on prom, but I wouldn't make any concrete plans moving forward with prom under the current conditions and the parameters that have been put forth as far as gatherings and buildings being closed except for essential services. It just doesn't look good for that to be taking place in April. We will continue to reach out to the vendor and see if we can get a definitive if they're canceling our reservation. And once I find that out, I will get it to you. But odds are, I would guess that it probably is. Just going through my notes here, I believe I have gotten to all of my points. Okay, I believe that's it. So thank you. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out. Your building principals have been wonderful, and your teachers have been wonderful, providing lots of answers to questions, and I thank them for that. Be safe, and I will be in touch again soon.